Matt Groening, everyone. He created Family Guy or something like that. Anyway, he's gone, so let's get to the questions you, the fans, submitted. And remember, there are no stupid questions, only stupid fans. Question number 1. Where did the idea for Futurama come from?
It was sitting around in the Simpsons writer's room with David Cohen, and we were not paying attention. It was like being in class, you know, and you're supposed to be paying attention to the Simpsons. But David and I were talking about science fiction, and we thought, let's do a science fiction show. And when the rest of the writers were off to doing snack breaks, we were playing with little robot toys, and we said, we got a show.
Matt had a basic idea for the show and a few of the main characters, Fry and Leela and Zap and Kif, as I recall, at the point at which you approached me, and that is when the serious yakking started.
Here's the deal. I wanted to do a show that we could do it set in the future and explore all the ideas of science fiction, not just science fiction movies and TV shows, which everybody remembers, but all the great literature of science fiction and also the pulp science fiction. And then the other thing is, all science fiction that you see on TV and in movies and stuff, it almost always has some sort of military motif. They all do it. Star Wars, Star Trek, all of them. They all do this military thing. I thought, let's do something that's not military. Let's do something completely unique. A workplace comedy set in the future. Also, I wanted to have a character. I wanted to have a space babe, a futuristic babe, that would make horny adolescents even more aroused than usual, but give her one eye and like just really mess with their heads. And it worked. High five.
If you were one of the many Futurama alien races from the show, which race would you be and why?
The one that immediately springs to mind is the Omicronians, because they get to unapologetically watch lousy TV all day, which is pretty much all I want to do. So if I could be any crazy alien race that we've come up with, it would be the Omicronians. Or maybe the Chinese.
Is the Hypnotoad the only one of his species? Or are there more? A Hypnotoad planet, perhaps?
There is only one Hypnotoad. There is only need for one Hypnotoad. Next question.
Are we gonna get to see more of Leela and Amy making out? Or sparring almost naked?
Well, we're working very hard to make sure that one of those elements is in every episode we do from now on to make the fans very happy, or maybe I should call you the perverts, or the pervert fans. We'll leave it at that.
What does Hypnotoad eat for breakfast?
Most mornings it's just a small glass of carrot juice, a half a grapefruit, and a piece of wheat toast covered in beetles.
Where's the marijuana episode? You know you want to.
Well, you know, pretty much any episode could be a marijuana episode if you make the proper preparations. That's all I can say.
I believe we're going to save the marijuana episode for the spin-off show that we're going to do with Zoidberg and Hermes becoming roommates who are drug runners. And I think we're going to call that Planet Pineapple Express. So that's what we're saving that storyline for.
What's Scruffy the janitor do when he's not working?
Scruffy is one of our more futuristic characters, as I'm sure you all know. He really is a man of tomorrow, and but he does enjoy cleaning clogs. So I would imagine that whatever he's doing when he has some time off, it involves getting something out of something else. And he also has, he's involved with his various charities, I would imagine as well, and masturbating.
How many times has Bender said ass?
Bender has said ass many, many times. Actually, Bender's #1 word, and it's actually been documented, is ass.
That's asking like how many stars are in the sky. There's no way of really knowing, but I'm gonna go with more than 50. Maybe, probably.
What is the fascination with Nixon?
Richard Nixon is a fascinating man, the only American president ever to resign, one of the seminal figures of the political scene of the second half of the 20th century, just an important historical figure who saw the highs of the heights and the lows of the valleys of American political history. Plus, Billy West does a really funny noise when he goes, "Aroo!"
What are other incredible uses of the Finglonger?
Well, some of the prototypes for that might help you, at least the history of it might, because it was first called the and then it was the come here, and then the whoop-de-doo for a while. I don't want to even get into the nose-picking part because that's obvious.
Are Fry and Leela officially together or not?
No. Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Is there anything Dr. Zoidberg won't eat?
There are 3 things that Dr. Zoidberg won't eat. Brown crayons, compact fluorescent bulbs, and tofu.
Whatever happened to Zap Brannigan's pants/underpants?
Oh, his pants are there. They're just very hard to see because they are made out of a futuristic fabric called Bulgedex. It has all the advantages that spandex does in terms of restricting blood flow to an area of your body, but it also, almost in an extra-dimensional way, is able to shrink and or hide any dangling organs that might appear threatening if you were to be negotiating with an alien race, which is important when you're a starship captain.
I think they're either in the Smithsonian or it's possible that they were put up on eBay and I'm wearing them now.
How can I tell if I'm at risk of contracting bone-itis?
It's funny, we got this same question from Sally Fields a few years ago. And first of all, bone-itis is not to be confused with love-itis, which was pretty popular in the 70s. But you can tell if you have bone-itis is if you own every episode of Futurama on 3 different formats, because you've been boned.
What was Hedonism Bot's original directive from Mom's Friendly Robots, besides, rubbing both sweet and savory sauces all over himself?
Well, Hedonism Bot, we've delved a lot into his personal life, but the fact is, his real ambition is accounting, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's one thing that Hedonism Bot cares about, it's cold, hard numbers.
I'd probably say his original directive was to boldly go where no man or woman would ever dare or have the taste to go. That's where he's going to go.
Is there a story behind the names of the Omicronians? Or are the names Lur and Unda just products of laziness?
Well, they're certainly not products of laziness. Ken Keeler, who wrote the original script in which Lur and Unda appear, I believe named them after his parents.
After a long day of drinking with Bender, would we most likely go looting or chasing strippers?
Bender would do both. He doesn't choose. He would go looting with strippers, and he'd keep drinking.
Why does Futurama mean more to my wife and I than school and church?
Let me get this straight. You have a wife and you're in school? That sounds like you probably have your priorities straight anyway.
I don't know why it means more to you than school or church, but if that's the case, you should be tithing your money to us, because we will know how to spend it probably better than you will. I would say at least 10% is what I'd recommend.
That's a question that can only be answered by a guidance counselor or your pastor. I think you need professional help.
Well, you have to understand, Futurama is real. Education and religion is not.
Why do you think Carl Reiner used Maury Amsterdam to play Buddy Sorrell?
I don't know what that question means.
It's funny, we get this question all the time. And it's quite simple, because Bender wasn't available, and neither was I.
Will Bender ever get the opportunity to fire orphans out of his chest like a Care Bear stare?
I have no idea what that question means. I'm not a member of the youth anymore. And while I do know what a Care Bear is, and I know what an orphan is, the Care Bear stare and firing, or no, you kids with your crazy terms. I don't get it.
Does the overwhelming stupidity of fan questions ever make you regret asking them?
I don't ask them. That's a question for you, Chris.
It's weird because that question is, but we didn't ask the questions are asked of us. So even that question itself is a little misleading, but no, the answer is no.
Just remember, there are no stupid questions, just stupid answers, except in your case.
I don't think there really are any stupid fan questions, which makes them more fun. But now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't know if there are any smart questions the fans have asked either, so...
Of course not. You guys are the nerd wind beneath our nerd wings.
No, because I was an overwhelmingly stupid fan of this show before I started working on it. So you should never, ever feel afraid to ask questions, no matter how boneheaded you think they are, because we ask stupid questions all the time when we're writing this show, so why shouldn't you?
We love our fans, and we could not do this show without the support of our fans. They make me say that.
No, we don't get tired of the fans' questions. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we could sit here for hours and just answer. Oh my God.
We gotta go.
We
gotta go. Sorry, we got a meeting.
We are late for something.
Yeah, but we love the questions.
Well, that about wraps it up. I hope it was as fun for you as it was boring for me. So, until next time, remember, there will be no next time. Goodbye forever!